to see it finally wind down after that 9 o'clock hour. Could even shut off to a little freezing drizzle for a little while. Then the cold air will wrap back in at all levels. We'll get some light snows that will go into the day tomorrow. Might even see a break of sunshine in the afternoon hours. It's gusty, it's frigid, it feels like teens in single digits. It's still very challenging.
Yep, it's no snow, guys.
So here's the futurecast now showing the additional snow now left in the storm, and I like where this is sitting. An additional 6.5 inches in Central Park, but only 2 or 3 where we're going to mix in the Jersey Shore shortly. Around 6 on the island, but an additional 10 to 15 in our northern suburbs. Incredible. Going to get us to the high end of the ranges in our forecast map. It's going to occur on I-95. So for tonight, or for today, excuse me, snow heavy at times. Afternoon, sleet will mix in from New York City south and east, some freezing rain to south and west, and dangerous cold. Then tonight, 19. That mix, do it every step of the way, guys.
That's it?
So these are Houston officials giving a winter storm update, but as we promised you, Governor Kathy Hochul of New York now going live. Let's listen in.
Like this across the state, but also out in our communities and on the streets. We sleep safer at night, and we are safer during a storm like this because of their hard work. This is certainly the coldest weather we've seen, the coldest winter storm we've seen in years, and truly New York State is locked into a grip here. An Arctic siege has taken over our state and many other states across the nation. And the snowstorm we've been expecting is now underway, but it is brutal, it is bone chilling, and it is dangerous. Snow began falling already on Long Island and New York City early this morning. Snow is now falling in Albany and everywhere in between. As I mentioned, we're not alone. It's hitting the entire state and 30 states as well this weekend. So we are anticipating the longest cold stretch and the highest snow totals the state has seen in several years. The longest cold stretch and the highest snow totals in years. Already, records in the state have been shattered. Shocking reports out of Watertown. Actual temperature in Watertown.
That's right, but nobody loves me. It's right.
And minus 49 in Copenhagen. That is not the real feel. That is not the wind chill. That is actual temperature. We warned this to be dangerously cold, and it is not it's been unrelenting. Friday, temperature across the state as low as minus 40 to minus 20, and felt as cold as minus 30 to minus 50. But I know New Yorkers know how to deal with the weather, and again, I've been at this Emergency Operations Center to see how impressive our operations are.
Minus 20, wow.
A chance to thank the plow drivers, the hospital workers, and all the emergency and essential personnel who are there. As you know, I declared a state of emergency on Friday. Since then, to enhance our response, we've deployed over 100 National Guard members. Many of them are concentrated downstate at this time to go where they're needed, and also to particularly help on Long Island and the Hudson Valley and New York City. We've also taken some steps to make our roads safer, banning long tandem tractor trailers on the thruway as of 6 a.m. today. Commercial vehicles are right now restricted to the right lane only on state roads, and 2 counties have full travel bans in place, Dutchess and Ulster, and additional travel advisories and restrictions are all over the state. We have, as I mentioned, deployed additional resources. We have additional DOT personnel who have been all over the state. I mentioned the other day we have countless snow plows and lifts and all the equipment that's necessary, plenty of salt. We've been stocking up on salt in anticipation that our plow drivers would need this to keep the roads clear. And for parents in New York City, about an hour ago, the mayor announced that schools will move to remote learning tomorrow.
What close we have?
So to the snow forecast, everyone across the state should prepare for a solid day and a half of this weather, and the heaviest snow will still be coming.
Thank you. Like and subscribe.
This will continue through most of the weekend, or most of the day tomorrow, but we expect it to end by midday. So here's some of the totals we expect. 8 to 12 inches in the North Country, 12 to 18 in the southern tier, Mohawk Valley, Central New York, and even parts of the Finger Lakes, including Rochester.
Hit that subscribe button.
So we've had some changes in the recommendations from National Weather Service, but I also want to make a point here.
If you're new.
A number of years ago, we created the State Weather Risk Communication Center. This is the first in the nation state-of-the-art facility, which I've toured many times, that gives us daily weather briefs. And they're willing to go out and forecast across the state snowfalls and temperatures even out through the next weekend, which is further than the National Weather Service does at this time. What that means is we have earlier information about longer-term impacts that we can prepare for, deploy the resources, the personnel, the equipment. So I find this, once again, to be critically important in our response and our preparation and our response to storms like this. So we're continuing to see a lot of snow, about 1 to 2 inches an hour in New York City.
Thank you for liking.
Area. They're expecting, as I said, up to 8 to 12 inches of snow, which is something that's more challenging to handle in that area than other parts of our state. We're also transitioning to sleet can also create icy hazardous conditions on the roads and sidewalks. And we've not seen, New York City, as I mentioned, is going to see a foot of snow. We've not had that level of snow since 2021, so it's been a number of years. The good news for us, and the only good news, is that the winds will not be a major factor here. This is often what we worry the most about is power lines coming down, the wind having squalls on the throughway, and the visibility goes to
Please
zero,
like and subscribe.
We have the multi-vehicle collisions. We're not expecting that.
The
but
Celsius
there's
is not that
isolated
bad.
squalls in certain areas,
Look,
so we're still
Celsius,
not
guys.
woods on that, but it's not going to be a statewide high wind event either.
It is cold though.
There are
in New York
parts of
City.
Long Island and New York City that could gust up to 30, 35
Please
miles
come
an
join
hour.
me, guys.
Factor as well. We're not expecting widespread power outages, as I mentioned, but that being said, it's always better to be prepared in advance.
I'm
and we have
lonely.
5,500 linemen and women ready to restore power if necessary. And Con Ed has brought in mutual additional assistance as well. So what about traveling, those who are going to be on the roads? Number one, if you can be off the roads, that is the best advice. Stay off the roads. They're going to be slick, icy, snow-covered. And if you can stay home with these extremely cold temperatures and hazardous roads, you and your family will be much, much safer.
Yep.
So tomorrow's commute for those who are working, we encourage other employers to allow their workers, if possible, to work remotely. We know there's many who cannot. And I thank our nurses and
Richard
hospital
working
personnel
remotely
and medical
tomorrow?
personnel across the state who know they have to be out there, our first responders and others. But if you can avoid travel, we'd want to have that happen as well, as much as possible. As I mentioned, state employees are working remotely on Monday. So we also want to make sure the plows can get through. Commissioner Dominguez knows this, and I've been a passenger in a plow, and the biggest concern they have is their own visibility and making sure that they can do their jobs without worrying about the other vehicles around them.
This shit is good
So do this to
marijuana.
help not just yourself stay
Cause
safe
of
on the road, but
rewrite
also
the
our plow drivers.
stars.
And the good news for downstate, those who rely on public transportation, the MTA is planning on maintaining a weekend schedule. Trains and buses will continue to run. Again, this is
That's
always
good.
subject to change. We'll be focused on snow removal on platforms and near stations. But
The book is
we're
so sorry,
concerned about
thank
keeping people safe as they get to their jobs. We also have a number of special elections scheduled for Tuesday, February
Of course,
3rd.
special
And
elections.
so the ones that are in New York City, in that area, we're going to be suspending early voting for today and tomorrow. So we want to make sure people mark their calendars if they want to vote early. We will be adding extra hours to help compensate for that. So, New Yorkers, stay home, hunker down.
Stay home.
Against the Patriots.
Stay home.
Personal decision. But also, sign up for text alerts so you can be up to date with all the information we want to share with you. 333-111 will get you, if you type in your county, your borough, you'll get everything you need to know.
Home.
And monitor all the local forecasts and warnings. Couple of things. As a pro in shoveling snow myself.
Oh yeah, the football
make
game.
sure that you
It's not going on.
do not bend over to shovel. You bend down your knees. You want to bend down so you can protect your back. Also, you don't have to have a high amount of snow on the shovel. I'll give you a demonstration outside if you want. But neighbors of mine have had heart attacks from shoveling too much snow. It's better to take multiple smaller bites at it, lift smaller amounts of snow, toss it aside, but do not try to go for the big, massive shovel full of snow because regardless of your health, this could be cause a heart attack or cardiac attack as well. So, also, if you're indoors, and you will be indoors, test your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors in case you have to use indoor space heaters.
think I'm
Preston
up.
mayors cover every part.
Guys, I'll be back later.
Let's
Thank
see,
you for
yesterday,
being here. I'm gonna watch the football game. I forgot there's a
covered
football game going on.
and
Bye.
also Nicholas, there are ways to protect if you